are we and what are we about? We are a company by the name of Zuku, and what we are about, folks, is we're giving you tools and resources to advertise your business online. We're like an advertising company, but a whole lot more. We have more things that we're going to be incorporating into this company, but right now we're promoting our advertising resources and tools. And a lot of people look at us as just an online company and that you can only use these tools online, but I'm here to tell you, it does not matter if you have a traditional brick and mortar business, you can still use these tools. If you are a real estate agent, for example, an insurance agent, you have a restaurant, you have a health spa, you can use the tools that we have here at Zuku. And as I'm talking, you probably see the website address here. Make sure you go to our website, zuku.com, to learn more. Now, folks, I want to talk about the tremendous testimonials that I've been seeing within our Facebook group. We've been having some very, very powerful testimonials, and I want to give a shout out to Paul Kahn. Paul Kahn did a video where he used his Zuku card, his Pay2 card, to withdraw over $600 in one day. $600 in one day. He did two different stops. He went to one bank, he did a $300 withdrawal. He went to another bank and withdrew another $300 with his Pay2 card. And he made it clear that that was because of the results and the success that he's having with this company. And also Peter Carson, I want to give a shout out to him. Peter Carson took a picture of his family and he treated them out to a very nice Chinese dinner the other night, and he paid for that dinner with his Pay2 card as a result for the success that he's having in this company. And then go to Jeremy's page. There's a gentleman by the name of Bernard McDonald. He is a United States Army soldier, and he is a part-time network marketer. And on that video, he talks about how he decided to get away from network marketing and online businesses because of what he felt was not they were not being true to people. Most of the businesses out there, he was finding them not being truthful to people and not being able to have his success duplicated in the ones that he knew were correct businesses for him to be in. So when he did find good businesses, he could not have his team duplicate that success. And he knew that that was possible here with Zuku. He talks about how he's already seeing success in the funnels that he is in. So shout out to Bernard McDonald for sharing that video. Go to that video. And Bernard, we want you to know that you and your family, and you already know this, are associated with the right business here at Zuku. And with that, we're going to pass it to the man himself. I'm going to pass it to you, Jeremy.
And I want to say, because we're on this theme now of people stepping up and doing their 2% of other countries. Now, I don't know whether you're aware. There's a member called Marussia and Yuri Salanti. There's another guy. There's a few more Russian names, and I can't think how to pronounce that their names, to be honest. But you know, Marussia has been with Zuku from day one, and she constantly stuff. She's in Bulgaria. She speaks Bulgarian, Russian, and English, and her and Yuri are constantly they've got Skype rooms for Russians. You know, they do Hangouts, they translate the videos, and it just don't stop there, you know, because the Russian team now are being reawoken. Because those of you that have been with Zuku a long time, our biggest team was the Russians, okay, but like most people on the planet, okay, they struggle to recruit. They struggle to recruit, and the business sort of sucks in on itself, you know, because if you've got a straight line, and at some point there's an end of the queue and there's a big beginning of the queue. You get the people that come in the beginning, they bring in somebody else, they bring in somebody else, and they get right to the end, and then that person that's right at the end sits there thinking, I can't recruit, and they see another shiny object, they drop out, and now the person that wasn't at the end is now at the end, and they think, well, I've lost someone in my business. I'm going to go and join the next shiny object, and they drop out. And slowly, a business, it sucks backwards. It's a real bizarre thing that happens when you're building an online business, and for any business that matter. If you don't have customers, you can't keep your doors open. It doesn't matter whether you're a real estate or a dentist. If somebody's Chris Potter's a dentist, if people are not sitting in his chair, they want their teeth pulled out, and their fillings put in, and their teeth cleaned, his chair has to close, doesn't it? Same with the hairdresser. If just me and Darren turned up at the salon has to close because we got no air. So this is what happens in most businesses. Now, if you could take a business like a hair salon and say, well, look, open your doors every day. Do your 2%. Open your doors. I'll bring you customers. I'll bring you customers that will come through your doors and start to be your customers. I'll bring your prospects in. But you must do your 2%. You must open your doors, because if I bring your customers to your shop, your hair salon, and the doors are closed and you're not there, the business can't grow. So the 2% is open your doors. And this is what this business is about, okay? This 2% is what we ask you to do, okay? Now, I know people look at this screen and I've had the odd comment, and I see it, they say, oh, it's all right for Jeremy, he's out traveling everywhere. He's out traveling everywhere. But I can tell you this now, I do travel everywhere. And it's an amazing thing to do. But I work everywhere. I don't just travel because most people have this mindset. Because in actual fact, my wife used to have this mindset. She used to say to me, you need to get an office. I said, yeah, do I? Why? Well, you need to go to work. And I believe that you've got to leave the house and go somewhere else to exchange your time for what we call that paper stuff, money. And they believe that that's what you've got to do. System tells us that, doesn't it? System, even when you're at school, tells you you've got to get a good education. When you leave school, you're going to get a job. Like myself, I went to college to be a plumber, got my apprenticeship, and, I went through that training. Then I went, that training curve. Then I went work for somebody. And eventually, you're out plumbing on your own, if you like, but you get up in the morning and you go somewhere. Well, let me tell you, with the internet, I get up in the morning, probably just like you do. So we're in common there. I have breakfast, probably just like you do. You might have breakfast in your kitchen or your dining room or your living room, or out on the balcony, I don't know, or sitting on the bus traveling to work, but you have your breakfast. Most people have their breakfasts. Some people's breakfast only consists of a cup of coffee. You get up in the morning, that's what I got to have, a cup of coffee. I know Darren's one of them, doesn't really eat breakfast, he has a cup of coffee in the morning. So we share that in common. We get up in the morning, we have breakfast together. And there's a few other things that we share in common. If you cut me, I bleed. If I cut you, you bleed. Okay? If I shoot you in the head, you die. If I shoot me in the head, I die. We pay our taxes, because they say death and taxes are guaranteed in life. Nothing else is guaranteed. But there's a few things we got in common, Now, one thing that we maybe don't have in common is commute. I don't commute to work. You know what my commute is at the moment? And I'll be glad to get back home, I must admit, because staying in hotels, we're doing the IVF, great, we got the result that we wanted, but now I just want to get home. But my commute is I come out of the hotel room, I come down the lift, I'm on the 12th floor, I come down to the ground floor, go into the hotel restaurant, have the breakfast, and then I commute to here. It in actual fact look like I'm in prison. These are the bars of my office, okay, today, but this is the hotel foyer. So I commute here and I'll work here. I sit in this chair until today, 5 o'clock. I'm going to work till 5 o'clock. Yesterday, I didn't work at all. I went to the cinema. It was Sunday yesterday. But I worked till 5 o'clock. I do my day's work. Now, the difference is, you may say, well, I do my day's work, Jeremy. Yes, you do. But the difference is, if my wife came to me now and said, give up work for a little bit, let's go to the cinema. I say, okay, let's go. Time freedom of knowing when you have to work and when you don't have to work. And the good thing is you don't have to work, as providing you want to work. That's the difference, you see. A lot of people get up in the morning, have their breakfast, all them things that I told you about, but they end up commuting to their job. And if their wife, their husband, their brother, their uncle, their auntie said, you know what, why don't you just come out today and let's go and watch a movie? They can't do it because they're a slave to the system. What we're trying to do in this business is to teach you and give you the opportunity to fire your boss, get time freedom, time freedom. Now, why have I diverted from this 2% and gone on about this time freedom? The 2% is about you doing your bit for this business so that you will achieve your goals, and that is to replace your existing income, because that's the first goal you want to work to. And once you've replaced your existing income, the next thing you're going to have is the biggest decision of your life. Is you're going to have to half your income, because if you're earning $2,000 a month and you could get your online business, your Zookle business, to $2,000 a month, that means you're earning $4,000 a month. And I'm saying to you, you're going to have to half that now, give up your day job, because you've replaced and that's a big, big, big decision to make, because you've replaced your existing income. Once you replace your existing income, your life will take on a whole new meaning. It really will. Now, let me share my screen, because, but when you log in as a free member, if you come down to profile and you go down, there's a big button now. Where are we? Let's just go to profile. So am I in a free account? Yeah, here we are. I had to refresh the screen there. There's the upgrade button. You click on this upgrade button and you go down the screen. You choose the package that you want to pay with, okay? So I'm going to choose the $10 package. Choose the $10 package. Just going to hide this little bar at the bottom here. There's a video at the top. I've got to renew the video because it's a little bit out of date, that one. But you come down here and it says here that you can upgrade for $10, okay? Obviously, if you're a new member, you're not going to have an available to withdraw, and you're not going to have a pending balance, so it's there. But you've got these options now, okay? Select your preferred way to pay your $10. You've got Pay To, which takes you through a credit card process, okay? Takes you through so that you can pay with a credit card. Now, if you've already got a Pay To account, you know, doesn't have to be with Zookle, but you created with another company, you created a Pay To account. You would click on this one to pay with your Pay To wallet. Or if you've got Perfect Money account, you know, because I know Russia uses a lot of Perfect Money. You can pay with those three options. We will be adding STP, and we will be adding Bitcoin to this list of ways that you can pay, okay? But it's so simple. Click on any one of these. So you come up to into my account, then go down to profile. And then once you're on profile, click on this upgrade button. And once you're on there, choose the package that you want to go in with. And we've updated the text here now, because with this starter pack, you get the affiliate, you get the funnel earnings, you get the free tier affiliate program that you can be part of, you get the landing page creator, the auto responder, and you get access to training. Okay. Now, with the next package up, you also get a bit more training, and you get the banner creator. Now, I want to show you something, because I think I don't know why I changed this, because I was looking at it today. I'm going to give you access to this fairly soon. I don't believe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign back. I'm going to come back over to Zookle. No, I'm not. I'll tell you what I'm going to do before. I'm going to come back to the banner creator, so I want to show you that. But Tara, in a minute, is going to talk to you about this video, okay? Now, this is a video that me and Darren made. Now, you can find that. I believe the link to it is in the is in the pinned post that Tyra manages, okay? So there's a video that me and Darren made. And this video talks about how people can get started to make $10, you know, start working online for $10 a month. What we are wanting you to do is to download this video, upload this video to your own Facebook account, and start uploading it into groups and all that sort of stuff, okay? This video alone, just our one, has had 31,000 views, okay? But I know there's some other videos that other people have already started sending this that have got, you know, 200 views, 300 views, 500 views, thousands of views. You know, we've got, this video is starting to go viral, okay? Now, you need to download this, and Tara's going to walk you through that. Download it to your, you know, to your computer, and then start to put it. If I come back to the Hangout, and then we need you to start putting it into YouTube, get it onto Twitter, get it onto LinkedIn, get it onto Facebook, obviously, get it on your blog. If you've got a blog, get it into as many places as you can, okay? Now, if you also want to translate it into your language and do a voiceover or even subtitles, that would be fantastic. It doesn't matter how many times, you know, let's get it into as many languages as possible because we're an international company. Now, what we're doing is by you doing your 2%, which I said, you know, earlier, keeping your shop doors open, and we'll bring the customers in. You're bringing them customers, you're bringing them into what I'm calling a funnel, okay? They'll get poured in at the top, and what they do is they get squashed down, and it's into our email campaign. Now, our email campaign, I think by next week, I'm hoping to have about 30 emails set up with 30 videos on them. There'll be video emails that me and Darren are working on. And what they're going to do is they're going to be led through a process. They're going to go through the process of introducing them to the $10 funnel and showing them what they get access with the $10 funnel. Once they upgrade to the $10 funnel, do we stop there? Of course we're not. We're going to then introduce them to the $25 funnel, and we're going to show them what's involved in the $25 funnel and how they can start building their business with the $25 funnel and being in the $10 funnel. Then what we're going to do? Jeremy, we're going to take them to the $50. No, we're not. We're going to lead them into Zan. We're going to show them how about they get started with Zan, because how they can start getting their business out and helping us do the 2% and purchasing ad packs and get to get Zan moving. Okay, we're going to move Zan. Now remember for those Zookalad Network members, we're doing a process here. We're bringing people into Zookal, and we're going to push them into or direct them towards Zookalad Network. Now, we're also have created company spots inside each funnel, you know, each funnel except the 51. So there's a $10 funnel. Now, there's the company. Now, if you look in your funnel, you know, there's normally you, which is in 0. Then your first level, there's 3 people. Then your next level, there's 9 people. Well, what the company did in each new funnel, that's the $10, the $25, and the $200 funnel, there's 3 positions there that the company owns. And what's that going to do? That's going to generate money to buy Jeremy a new helicopter. Of course it's not. That's going to generate money so that we can put into our ad packs, to get our ad packs going, okay? So I want to say this to you. You're in Zookalad Network at the moment, you say, oh, my ad packs are not earning. Do you think for a minute that we're like this, that we're blind to what's going on? We're not blind. Everything we're doing is putting it in place. We're putting every step possible we can in place so that both businesses thrive. Before we start to bring out our next business, we're going to get them to a stage where we say, right, they're now steady. Then we're going to bring in Zookal Gold. So our 90-day blitz, before the 90 days up, we'll have Zookal Gold. Before probably the 90 days are up, we're going to have pay to post. Before the 90 days up, we're going to be pushing Zan, okay, the Zookalad Network. Before the 90 days up, we're going to be pushing the $25 funnel. Before the 90 days up, we're going to be pushing the $50 funnel. Before the 90 days up, we're going to be pushing the $200 funnel. We've got a whole strategy in place that we're implementing in the background. And what we need you to do is that little 2%. 2%. And if somebody turns around and says, "Oh, Jeremy, what else are you doing? I want to know what emails you're running." When you get on an aeroplane and you go on vacation, do you run up into the cockpit and say to the pilot, "What way are you going? Because I want to know how you're getting there. Are you flying over the Alps or are you going over the Pyrenees? Because I want to know how you get there." And when the plane flies, do you fly it this eye or do you fly it that eye? And what about them jet engines? What fuel do they run on? You don't ask all that, do you? You don't want to know all that. All you want to know is that when you get on that aeroplane, it gets you to your destination. Your destination is to replace your existing income. Let us be the mechanics that run the aeroplane to get you there. All we ask you to do, turn up at the airport and get on the plane. That's all you got to do. Get up in the morning and make a few posts. That's all you need to do. There's no rocket science here. Don't overcomplicate it. As Jamie keeps telling you time and time again, keep it simple. Keep it simple. There's nothing you need to worry about. We've got everything under control and everything is going in the right direction. This is a business that's changing so many lives already. Look at them posts at Kevin. People gone out on meals. Mike Briggs now doesn't have to work anymore. You know, he's given up. Look at Dean Trumbull, been in this business for 2 years. I could give you a list as long as my arm, and as long as your arm, and as long as everybody else's arms on this panel of all the success that we've created with this business. If you believe you're going to join this business and you're going to be a millionaire next Thursday, you're a donkey. You really are a donkey. If you believe that there's a system out there that's going to make you a millionaire like that, millions of people around the world paid to join the lottery, as Tara was telling you, in the hope that their numbers come in. You don't have to hope here. It's going to happen. It's going to happen faster for some, slower for others, but it will happen because it is happening. That's the difference here. It is happening. And the odds ain't nowhere near this 14 million to 1 if you're in the UK for winning the lottery. You know? So if you want to start an online business and you're serious and you want to say, I'm prepared to take the course, $120 a year, $120 a year, and you want it to happen by next Thursday? Are you that much of a donkey? $120 a year. That's all it costs you to start in this business. Some people pay that a month to do their business. Triple that. Zookle.com is the place you need to be. I'm really excited. I'm passionate. And with passion and excitement, there's no way it can fail. Anything can fail. Change today what you do for tomorrow. Do something different today. Join us.
The Zookle funnels it's a no-brainer. Okay, you definitely want to add it to your online arsenal. If you're in multiple programs, it is such a no-brainer. I preach on my channel to get positioned. Okay, get positioned, plug in, and it's a fantastic program. I've been in Zookle for over 2 years. Okay, and everything is growing at a nice pace. There's stuff going on in the background, like Jeremy was saying. He's got to be one of the hardest working guys I've ever met. I mean, you know, he's living the laptop lifestyle, but he's also keeping track of everything that's going on in the background, okay? And so if you're new here, I would definitely jump in the $10 funnel immediately, okay? Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. That's a Monopoly cliche there. You want to join the $10 funnel today. Now, Bitcoin is coming, okay? Just think about this. Think about this scenario. You join today. You either use the Pay2 with a credit card, or if you have an existing Pay2 wallet, you use that. Or if you have access to Perfect Money, you can use that. Then, let's say you're in, okay? Today, you get in. All of a sudden, Bitcoin comes out. You know what's going to happen? Tons of people are going to join with Bitcoin, okay? There's a whole market of people that use Bitcoin out there to do online businesses. And so once that opens up, that valve, you know, it's just going to be another conduit of people that, you know, they got $50 in Bitcoin sitting in their wallet. Why not throw it into Zookle funnels and make it grow? Okay, it's a no-brainer. So I mean, it's fantastic. I did write some other notes here. Let me look here. Okay, the $10 funnel is just the start. It's just the beginning, because the way it's designed, if you go back and look at some other previous Hangouts, it's designed to leverage you into the 25 over time. Okay, as you saw in the what Kevin did in the video, in the post testimonials, there was a guy who joined and got 104 people in his funnel. I mean, I was just like, when I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh. People are joining, and what's happening is they're going to fall. They're going to be placed in. It's one big funnel. Okay, it's one big funnel. So people are getting placed in as they join. Okay, they're bopping in all over the place. And what happens is, as your funnel grows, your earnings grow. Okay, from on a monthly basis, and then you can use those earnings to leverage into another funnel. Okay, that's what I would do. You know, I would build your business over time. Okay, and then once you're in the $10 and the 25, as time passes and your funnels, both your funnels grow, guess what? You go into the 50. Okay. And then as your 3 funnels are going, your 10, your 25, your 50, come play with the big boys. Come play with the big boys. Come into the 200. Come find me. I'll be in there. I'm all in. So it's such a fun business too, because we have multiple income streams coming. As Jeremy, replay this video because I love it. I love what Jeremy said. Over the next 90 days, we're going to be focusing on the different funnels, obviously. But he said Zuko Gold. He said pay to post. I mean, think about it. Think about this. Think about it. Here's another scenario. You join today. And let's say you get into 10, you get into 25, whatever. You get in where you fit in. When pay to post comes on, oh my gosh. Bitcoin's going to bring in a whole valve of people. Then pay to post is going to bring in another tsunami. And guess where you'll be? You'll already be in. So hint, hint, word to the wise. Hint, hint, word to the wise. It's going to be a good Christmas, people.
Starter pack. Just want you to look at this. Starter pack. $10 a month, okay? You get access to the affiliate funnel, which is the funnel, which is our 10-level passive funnel. Free tier affiliate program, landing page creator, autoresponder, and of course, a load of training for $10 a month. So $10 for those people this side of the pond, I know I'm in the US at the moment, $10 a month is £7.50. £7.50, okay? For those that are working in pounds, because I know we've got quite a few British members, and I know I've got a few of my friends that watch my Hangouts, so £7.50 a month or $10. Now, what can you buy for $10 a month? Because $10 actually works out at 33 cents a day. Kev, I don't know whether you've got a calculator there or somebody tell me what £7.50 is a day. But I just want to go over here. I just Googled the cost of Starbucks coffee. Freshly brewed coffee, $1.85. Freshly brewed coffee. It tells you here, look, tells you the tall, the grande. Then they've got these other sizes. But you're looking, this is the size I normally have. $2.10. And I normally have a coffee every day. Now, I know Darren has a coffee every morning because I work with him in New York. And he said, I go for a coffee, JR. So he spent $2.10 on buying himself a coffee when his business, his Zookle business, if he wasn't in Zookle and he wanted to start, he could have started for 33 cents a day in New York. And you can get into this business for 33 cents a day, 33 cents. You can't even buy a coffee for that, 33 cents. And what was that? I'm just going to get that calculator and just check that. So we got £7.50 divided by 30 days. That's 25 pence. 25 pence a day. What can you buy? You can't even get a cup of coffee for this price. So if you're seriously thinking to yourself, I'm not sure. In actual fact, Kevin says he pays £3.50 every day for coffee. £3.50 for 25 pence. You can't buy a Mars bar. You can't buy a can of Coke. You can maybe buy some blackjacks or some rhubarb custards or whatever they're called. These little sweets. You call them candies over there. We call them sweets, or a few lollipops. But if you're seriously thinking to yourself, you know what, I want to get into online business. I don't know about this Zookle. I don't know. Do you think you can't risk $10, £7.50 to have a look? Well, if you haven't got that sort of money to dispose of, then you're looking in the wrong industry. You're looking in the wrong industry. I would suggest that you go and take all your stuff that's underneath the stairs and sell it on eBay, because that's the only way you're going to make any money, because you ain't going to make any money if you're going to be looking at an online business and you can't afford $10 or £7.50.